Okay, so there are several reasons why Fredericksburg, Texas just is not a good place to retire. In today's video, we are covering what some of those reasons might be. Ryan Rendon Realty Group, your favorite realtor right here in the Texas Hill Country. If you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe to my channel, but also hit that little bell so you get notified anytime I put out videos just like this one. Okay, so let's kick this video off and first talk about the cost of living. Now, don't get me wrong, our town is absolutely beautiful with stunning homes and that quaint, charming atmosphere, but here's the kicker, it is not cheap to live here. Property prices here in Fredericksburg are quite a bit higher than a lot of places throughout the state of Texas. The median home price here in Fredericksburg ranges anywhere from $500,000 to $600,000 depending on the month in that quarter, and you compare that to the state average of about $300,000 to $350,000. And you'll notice that homes here in Fredericksburg are often nearly double the state average. And of course, it's not just property prices either. Property taxes here in Fredericksburg can range anywhere from 1.8 to 2.2% of the assessed home value. And while this might seem comparable to the state average, which sits right around 1.8% with the higher property values, you're actually paying more dollars at the end of the year. And then everyday expenses like groceries, dining out, and entertainment also tend to be pricier here compared to other parts of Texas. This of course is largely due to Fredericksburg's tourist-driven economy, which can drive up prices for us locals. And a quick example of this, Fredericksburg has a cost living index of 101, which is higher than the Texas average of 93.9%. So if you're on a fixed income or you're trying to stretch out your retirement savings, these costs can add up very, very quickly. I think it's extremely important to factor this in if you are considering Fredericksburg as your retirement town. Okay, so next up, let's talk about healthcare. As we all get older, access to quality healthcare becomes increasingly important. So here in Fredericksburg, we do have healthcare facilities, but they may not be as comprehensive as what you're used to in the larger cities. For more serious health issues or specialized treatment, you may find yourself having to travel to either San Antonio or Austin. And of course, this could be quite inconvenient, especially in emergency situations. The last thing you want during a health crisis to be far away from the care that you need. So if you have ongoing medical needs or anticipate specialized treatments, this is definitely something you should keep in mind. And this brings us to our next topic. So here in Fredericksburg, we are really well known for the wineries, boutiques, and festivals. But when it comes to activities specifically tailored to seniors, but also kids, the options can be a bit limited. Sure, there are some community centers and programs for seniors, but the variety and frequency of these activities might not be as robust as what you'd find in a larger retirement community. Staying active and engaged is crucial for a happy, fulfilling retirement, and you might find yourself craving more options, whether it's fitness classes, social events, or hobby groups. The choices here might leave you wanting more. And then, like I said, it's not just the seniors who feel the pinch. Families with children might find that Fredericksburg is lacking with activities or amenities for kids. Of course, while there are a few parks and playgrounds in our area, the range of recreational activities for children can be pretty limited. And this could be a challenge for retirees who have grandchildren visiting or who are considering multi-generational living arrangements. Our town's smaller size means fewer options for extracurricular activities, sports leagues, and kid-friendly entertainment compared to what you might find closer to Austin or San Antonio. So whether you're looking for more senior-focused activities or things to do with your grandkids, Fredericksburg may not have everything you need to stay busy and happy in your retirement. One of Fredericksburg's biggest draws is its appeal to tourists. Our town is absolutely bustling during peak tourist seasons, which can be a double-edged sword. And this of course brings us to our next topic, which is seasonal tourist crowds. So on one hand, the influx of visitors brings energy and excitement to the town, but on the other hand, it can disrupt the peace and quiet that many retirees seek. You could just imagine dealing with crowded streets, long waits at your favorite restaurants, and increased noise levels when all you want is a peaceful, relaxing day. So if you're somebody that really values solitude and tranquility, these seasonal crowds can really be quite the nuisance. Okay, so now let's talk about getting around town. So Fredericksburg is a small, charming place, but it does lack a robust public transportation system. So this means you're pretty much dependent on your own vehicle to get around town. Now it is worth mentioning that we do have services like Uber and Lyft, but they are primarily used for tourists getting to and from the wineries and the bars. So while they are an option, they're not as reliable for daily transportation needs, especially during the week, since most of them come from out of town to work the weekends. So if you're someone that prefers not to drive or expect not to be able to drive in the future, this could be a major inconvenience. Larger cities like Austin or San Antonio often have extensive public transit options, making it easy to get around without a car. Unfortunately, that's just not the case here. This reliance on personal vehicles can be a hassle, especially if you're used to the convenience of public transportation. It's definitely something to think about as driving becomes more challenging. Now, let's go ahead and talk about our next topic, which is the weather. So here in Fredericksburg, we can experience some pretty extreme weather conditions. Summers here are hot. I mean, we're talking blazing temperatures that can be quite uncomfortable. And of course, it's not just the heat. Fredericksburg is also prone to severe storms and occasional flooding. These weather extremes can be a bit much to handle, particularly if you're looking for a more moderate climate in your retirement years. If you don't mind the heat or the occasional extreme weather every so often, yeah, you'll probably be okay. But for many, these conditions can be the deal breaker. And this now brings us to entertainment and dining. So while Fredericksburg does have some great dining and entertainment options, the variety can be somewhat limited compared to larger cities. If you call yourself a foodie who loves exploring different cuisines or someone who enjoys a wide range of entertainment options, you might find yourself a bit bored here. The local restaurants here are lovely, but the selection isn't quite as extensive as what you might be used to. And of course, the same goes for entertainment. While there are theaters and local events, the options might not be as varied or frequent as you'd like. And another very important topic to discuss is the potential isolation from family and friends. So retirement often means more time spent with your family and friends, but Fredericksburg's rural setting might make that a bit challenging. If your loved ones live further away, frequent travel to visit them can become costly and tiring. Being isolated from your friends and family can also take a toll on your emotional well-being. Video calls and the occasional visits might not be enough to fill the gap. I think it's essential to consider the proximity to your support network when choosing a retirement location. And then finally, let's talk about the reality of rural living. So Fredericksburg's tranquil, rural setting can be incredibly appealing, but it also means fewer conveniences and amenities. You might miss the variety of shopping options, dining, and entertainment available in more urban areas. The slower paced life can be a blessing, but it also can feel a bit isolating at times, like we discussed in the previous topic. If you're someone who enjoys the hustle and the bustle of the city lifestyle, or who needs more stimulation, living in a smaller town like Fredericksburg may not be the best fit for you. So what did I miss? Let me know down in the comments below. What do people really need to know before making Fredericksburg their retirement town? And if you're interested in hearing more about living in Fredericksburg, make sure you watch one of these two videos. I think you're really gonna like them. We'll see you in the next video.